All right, the Conservatives are trying once again to oust House Speaker Greg Fergus. This time the issue is a partisan ad in his riding that featured Fergus. CTV's Colton Praill joins us now. I'm going to send it over to you, Colton, and I'm going to cough off camera here.
Roger, this is an issue that has been going on for months. The most recent incident started last week. As you mentioned, that partisan advertisement. It was a fundraiser for Fergus's re-election campaign, and in it some boilerplate tempo. The Liberal Party of Canada says it was a boilerplate template, I should add, that included slights against Pierre Poilievre's policies. The Conservatives took issue with that, as the Speaker is supposed to be non-partisan, and while the fundraiser was cleared by the House of Commons clerk, this language clearly partisan in nature. It's an issue that has dogged Fergus really since he was elected to the position of Speaker's chair in October last year. But even prior to that election, there were a lot of concerns about his ability to lose that partisanship that was such a large part of his political career prior to this. He was the parliamentary secretary for the Prime Minister. It's an incredibly partisan job. And since taking over the Speaker's chair, it hasn't been smooth sailing. There was an issue almost right away in December where a video appeared at an Ontario Liberal Leadership Convention with Speaker Fergus in his Speaker's garb in the Speaker's office addressing what he thought would be a private party, but ended up being the convention. It was something that he got fined $1,500 for. Since then, there have been other incidences that parties have taken issue with. A speech in Washington where he spoke about his time as a young Liberal. Another event where he hosted a fundraiser for Liberal supporters. That event, I should mention, also cleared by the House of Commons clerk. But it has been an issue for Fergus. Conservatives and the Bloc both speaking out against this. And so today this is coming again to the forefront as there's a motion that's going to be voted on tonight for his future to determine whether or not he can continue in this role. And really at odds isn't this latest incident. It's not just about this Liberal fundraising copy that went out. It's about his history. It's about whether or not parliamentarians can have confidence that he will be nonpartisan in a role that requires it. And it's something that not everyone feels they can trust. Not everyone feels they have faith in his ability to do so. And that was highlighted in committee today by one Conservative MP. Here's Michelle Rempel-Garner telling the Speaker she simply doesn't trust him.
We are discussing a very serious issue here. This is something that impacts all MPs. And I am not sure that if I reported something to you, that you would treat me fairly, that I wouldn't have my issue twisted for partisan gain because of the repeated instances of partisanship. And that's why I have lost faith in your speakership.
And Roger, at its core, this is the problem. Even if Speaker Fergus survives the vote and continues in that role, and it's expected that he will, by the way, this is an issue that he has been facing and that he will continue to face. And political experts say this isn't tenable for the Canadian institution of government, for the House of Commons as a political symbol to be so politicized, especially for this nonpartisan role to be so politicized, to have such an impact on the behavior and the decorum inside the House of Commons when you feel, or when it seems as though half of the people in this House feel as though there are different rules for some compared to others. It creates a very challenging and complex situation that really has been an issue even before Fergus was Speaker, but that has certainly continued and possibly even worsened under his tenure.
Okay, so there's more to come, in other words. CTV's Colton Praill, thank you for that.